All right, let's get down to business. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. It's 11:17 p.m. on the 1st of April, 2026. So this will possibly, there's one little thing Crash, I think, has to look into, but I wanted to show you guys this, and let's see what we have. This is 2026.1. This is the demo for Strategy Baseball. So I did run into a little thing where a season I tried to load in, it hung up. I ended the game, went back into it. Everything seems to be fine. I tried another season, it loaded up fine. So limitations in the demo are this. You can play a season, you can pick the season you want, but so it's not going to move forward. So you can't do a sort of career play in this type of thing. There's Aaron Reed, welcome in. So there's a limitation there. The continuous play-by-play is turned off, which is fine with me. I never leave that on anyhow. You cannot just click Sim Season since you're only limited to a season, which is not so bad. Also, hey, Dwayne Marks, welcome in. And also, Crash still isn't sure whether he's actually going to sell this or not. So I'm going to wait for him to look into that. It seems like maybe it was just a random little glitch. So there is that. I don't think that's going to be anything too difficult to fix, but we're going to try to go through and look for. It looks like. By the way, Aaron, looks like my Buccos have Cincinnati's number. Man, we beat you by the same score 2 days in a row. Isn't that weird? But anyhow, so Pirates starting to come back and a good. Yeah, we beat you 8-3 yesterday and 8-3 today. So there we go. Go Bucks. All right, so here we go. Strategy baseball. We're gonna just kind of look at some things that we looked at before. Maybe play a couple innings. I'm not sharing sound as I just didn't feel like putting on headphones. So you may hear. And good evening, there's brother Jack Dawson. So guys, remember I am on a new work schedule now, so that means games are going to be later during the week, but Sundays I'm going to try to make up for that. Okay. So thank you for the hardcores for coming in. All right, so basically, new is exactly what it says in the tin. You can play any season starting from 1903 up to 2025. Okay. You can also just play with fictional players, which I don't. You can pick any year and have a draft league. So what that means is it's going to bring those players in, but you can draft. Now this unlike, hey JT Dutch, it went well. Work was crazy. But yeah, running around talking about getting your steps in, which I don't need to get steps in anyhow. But woof, yeah. But it was good. Thank you, brother. I'm just getting used to these new, because usually we're about in the sixth inning of the game right now. So that's all right. It's all good. I don't have to be at work till 2 in the afternoon tomorrow. So all is well, my brother. My brother JT Dutch, my brother from another mother. And Christopher Slook says, love watching these. So once Crash gives his okay, this is going to be the demo that will go up. It's just that I tried to bring in 2015 and it hung up. I had to use Task Manager to get out. And I thought, okay, let me try another season. I did 1976 and it was no problem. So we'll see. We're going to have a look. So I'm not going to put in another season. We're just going to go from where we are. So we're going to go ahead and load, and we're going to just choose 1976, and 76 is loaded, and it's opening day. The later the better, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, absolutely, brother. And Christopher Slovak, I hope you're doing well, buddy. All right, guys, so I love it. There we got the nice opening day graphic there, which is really, really nice. The schedule page, I love it too, of course. There you go, all nice with your logos and everything. So when this is up there, you guys, make sure that if you have an earlier demo of this, completely wipe it out. Now, what I will say to you is before you uninstall the program, Nathaniel, welcome in. Yeah, we are. We put our hurting on you guys. 2 days in a row, 8-3, Aaron. So Paul Skeens with a good start today, and the Pirates offense waking up. So it looks like we took 2 out of 3 from you guys. So we'll take it. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh both at 3-3. Early in the season, and to all you Pittsburgh Pirates so-called fans, not in this community out there, that when they lost their first game, that's it, it's over, man, it's over. You don't know baseball. Why don't you go back and follow I don't know. Go play Hungry Hungry Hippo. That's probably a game you can understand better than baseball. Um, so we have that. We're gonna have to play some games just so we can sim out some games so we can start looking at reports, see what those look like. Okay. But just trying to give you the grand tour here around the game. All right, so let me see. Since Aaron's here, we'll start with Cincinnati. There's the Reds. You're going to get your automatic picture. Oh, yeah, what I was going to say is in your directory for Strategy Baseball, pull out logos, the players, picks, whatever, and ballparks. So that way, when you reinstall this, you can just copy those right back in. So you're not going to have to reinstall everything. Okay? And it will put everything the way it's supposed to. Opening day, losses always separate the men from the boys, so to speak. Absolutely, JT. Absolutely, man. And I mean, you see all kinds of crap on social media. That's it. Pirates going to suck this year. I'm not the one that was saying that they're going to compete this year, but I think we're going to have a better team. Sometimes you're going to lose your first two. And I went off on some guy on some baseball page, and I started educating him about the 1941 or the 1914 Braves, the 1951 Giants, and so on and so forth. So, it's like really, I mean, I get it, right? If you follow American football and you start out 0 and 5, 0 and 6, be worried. But and 0 and 2, even sometimes you can get a little bit of squidgy. Baseball's 162 damn games. And that's it. They're gonna suck. They're gonna suck. You know what? Walter Johnson didn't win every game he pitched, and Babe Ruth didn't hit a home run every time he was up. So we got a lot of work to do. We got to figure out center field and all that. But anyhow, look around the game, what it does, and what it does is really really cool. Yeah. Andy Rushman catcher and Gunnar Henderson infielder. Their face off in multiple team organized board game sessions, including Hungry Hungry Hippos. You got a Rabbit Wolverine. How you do, brother? Yeah, JT Dust is one loss, trade everyone, fire the manager. And that's what it is. So Pirate fans, unfortunately, we do have some fair weather fans, and I have to say that I've met more Pirate fans over the years that are so uneducated about baseball. It makes me very embarrassed. It does. It really, really embarrasses me. It's like, come on. Really? And then like, a couple seasons ago, we were like torrid in April and May, and that's it. We're going to the World Series. It's like, you don't get it. You just don't get it. Anyhow, I'm happy. You know what? The Pirates play some good 500 ball this year. I'm absolutely happy. We got Connor Griffin down there. We got to get O'Neill Cruz straight. Although O'Neill Cruz remembered his bat, that's for sure. So we'll take that. Anyhow, so we're gonna just look around a little bit in this game. Of course, you can assign any team to human. Right now, I am the Pittsburgh Pirates, but if I wanted to be the Cincinnati Reds, I could be. Change the logo, scouting info. If we look at the scouts again, we'll talk about scouts very, very quickly. So scouts, something that get forgotten in baseball games. This one uses a unique scouting system in that you'll start out with a scout and with pretty good ratings. So we got this guy named Matthew Ford. These aren't real scouts, by the way, but they're going to come, right? So he has a year of experience. For scouting pitchers, he's a B. Batters, he's a C plus. For potential, he's an A, and defense is a B. So you can fire, re-sign manager or scouts and all that stuff, but be careful of that because you're going to notice that these guys are in the pool aren't necessarily as good and they have to get more experience. Why are scouts important in this game? It's like Bob Lovelace is pretty good here across the board. He's about a B average, but I'm going to keep this guy because he's good at scouting potentials, needs to work with batters. But they'll kind of improve, and if they're not doing a good job, fire them. Why it's important in this game is because player ratings are tied to scouting. So that's pretty fun, and I like that. It kind of shakes things up a little bit. Okay? It doesn't take away from the accuracy of the game so much, but especially when you're playing in career mode and you're trying to build rosters and things like that and deciding who you're going to send down, who you're going to bring up, you're going to kind of have to go, are you going to listen to your scouts or not? I like the scouting system. I think it's a lot of fun. Okay? So let's look at one of my favorite parts of this is the graphical depth chart. So everybody's in there with their pictures. There's Gary Nolan. He's rocking the chops there, man. Um, so when we play games, we're going to see this pitch zone fill up. So you're going to get to know your pitcher. Is he hitting the zone? What's he doing? Da 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 da. Defense chart, we've already talked about that before, but we'll pick a player, talk about it again. Edit player is disabled in the demo. So the only thing you can do is change names and assign them to teams. But in the full version of the game, and I hope, I really do hope he would decide to sell this because, I mean, it's really, really a fine baseball game. But right now, he said he wants to keep working on squashing bugs, doing quality of life improvements, and I totally get that as well. So you cannot edit players in this. To me, that's not such a bad that's not a deal breaker. It's no big deal. This is a demo, by the way, but it's a very generous demo. So you are limited to one season. Yeah, JT just says another feeling. Believe me, it drives me nuts and makes me embarrassed to be part of the fan base. It's awful, man. It's like they expect you from the first week. That's it. You know what? They can go home and go fishing until the NLDS. Give me a break. Just give me a break. Go follow another speed that means or a sport. Again, Hungry Hippos would be great. In past videos, if you want to go over, you can see what all these mean. So overall, Gary Nolan's rating as a pitcher is his stuff, control, velocity, and command. So overall, he's a 65. And then down here, we see how this came out. So we see he's a really, really good control pitcher. His walks to plate appearance ratio is 93. So good control here. His velocity is going to be his strikeouts to plate appearance. So this is going to be a guy that's going to get more ground outs for you than anything like that. Command of his pitches is walks versus strikeouts. So he's going to be striking out a little bit better. So a good pitcher. All right. You can promote, demote. We're not going to do that, but you can send them down. You can bring players up, things like that. Okay. And there's Mike. Demo's not up yet because I ran into a little issue that might have just been something super, super random, or it's random that Crash has got to track it down. So what I did is I first started with 2015, and it hung with Kansas City is thinking during the spring training. So I had to use Task Manager to get out of it. But I thought, okay, let's try another season. I did 1976, and it banged right through it. So and I did it from a fresh boot, fresh install, everything. So we'll see. But I do want to show. I want to see what improvements have been made. If he tracks that down, it will be up. Okay. So let's look at. We're gonna have to look at a hitter for that because this is right. Let's look at a hitter for that. So let's go ahead and close this out because your guess is as good as mine. And let's look at Joe Morgan. Okay. So Joe Morgan. Let me see. So bunting is a composite of his contact and speed. Okay, JT. And then sacrifice is his base on sacrifice, the ratio of sacrifice to contact. All right. So that's the difference. So as you would expect, right? I mean, Joe Morgan's going to have an easier time getting on base, bunting on base. Running should be pretty, and running again is right. Base running ability is 100, right? Overall, right? So again, overall now we're looking at his contact, strength, eye, and discipline, which are right down here. So we do know this about Joe Morgan. So good contact hitter based on his batting average. Strength, so he's above average, yeah. Decent eye up there. So, and the eye is based on base percentage. So, is he going to draw walks for you? Is he going to work the count deep? And his discipline is based upon his strikeouts per plate appearance ratio. Okay. Running, we went through. Bunting, endurance is, and again, all you have to do is mouse over these guys. His composite of playing time divided by durability, and then of course his durability is either age-based or PT plus age-based. So Gary Nolan's a pitcher, only has a sacrifice No, well, that's no. That's because, yeah, again, if if there's ever a full version, you would be able to change that if you want. Okay. If Crash is on here sometime, maybe he can explain that a little bit more in depth. Okay. Everything else I'm seeing here, pretty accurate. Again, we can look at Morgan's. There's no place you can't play Joe Morgan, which is kind of nice. His weakest positions are short and catcher, but everything else in blue he can play, which is really, really nice. Again, the spray chart, you're going to start to see these are percentages that will happen on the field. Don't pay attention to the fact that it's Wrigley Field. That's just it's just there as a graphic. So it's not how Joe Morgan is going to hit just in Wrigley Field. It's just percentage of hits going to left, center, right, in the alleys, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and quick close out of that. And again, from here, you can look at ratings for players all the way down, if you want. You can also look at defensive ratings. Okay, just remember what all those defense ratings are. Okay, and then of course there's organization stuff that you can look at right here as well. Okay. So any player, if you do forget, and let's just go back to stats, or let's go back to ratings. I'm sorry. Let's go back to ratings, and we can go to Dave Concepcion, and we can see here all those ratings. So if you get what they are, just look at his player card. You get real life stats for the players, which is really nice. I love any game that doesn't make me go outside of it. I can of course click, and I can go right to Concepcion's baseball reference page. And of course, we can also Google Dave Concepcion if we want to. And there he is. Da, 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 da. And maybe you run into some other things that you haven't seen or that you wouldn't have thought of looking. Baseball Almanac, geez. Baseball Almanac needs to do a better job because they never ever come up when you're looking for these things. The Baseball Almanac is such a great site. But I digress, gentlemen. I digress. Okay, so let's close out of this and let's continue our quick tour. Let's close out of here. Yeah, close out of here. Got something blocking that. That's my fault, not the game's. Okay, what's in the clubhouse? Clubhouse is you're going to be looking for who's hot, who's not, things like that. This is basically just your front office. Minor leagues. So minor leagues are what they are. There's your minor leagues. So people you can move up, people you can move down. Okay, and we're not going to be mucking with any of that stuff. Okay, let's go to set lineups from rotation. So there's lots of things you can do here. You can set everything manually if you want. You can auto assign. You can auto generate lineups, rotations. You can assign free agents. You can go to your scouts. Roster's fully stocked. So again, we can see our depth chart from here. You can autofill your roster. For season replays, you're not going to really have to mess with this kind of stuff, though. But if you feel like you don't like George Foster there in batting cleanup versus lefties, change it. So they got Joe. It's like Joe Morgan's down here batting in the cleanup spot. I think I would probably switch Foster and Morgan. You can do that. Just do what you want. I'm just trying to go through just quickly here what we can do. Okay. So let's go ahead and close this. And let's just view our lineups and rotations. So again, everybody's feeling great. Obviously, we haven't played a game yet. Here's your lefties, righties. Here's your rotation: Nolan Norman, Zachary Gullett. Your relievers here: Sarmiento, Bourbon, Hinton, McEnany, and the closer is Raleigh Eastwick. No surprise there. And here's your batting orders. So just to look. So when you're playing and you want to see, okay, who's fatigued, whatever, jump to this screen, right? Okay, cool. Let's go to Customize Manager. This is very stripped down from what it used to be in the original Strategy Baseball. And this uses a multiplier, but this uses, this is, as I remember Pat or Crash saying, that these will start to take effect just from 7th inning on. So Everything is kind of just down the line here, but from seventh inning on, um, then you were going to start getting these multipliers, which I've shown these before. Okay. So you can also, in the player's card, you can actually manage down to how, his usage and things like that. You want to pinch hit for him or never pinch hit or what have you. Okay. So that's that. Trades, I don't own this team, doesn't matter. Team reports, there's your reports. This is just, this is basically what your scout is saying. And some of these guys here, like, there's Kevin James. So whoever Kevin James probably is, I have no idea. I think these guys are, yeah, these guys are fictional players, so don't worry about them. Okay. Team stats, nothing yet. That's going to be tracked when you're playing. Your team results. I really, really like this. And let's switch to the Pirates here now for a little bit for Christopher and I. Okay, so here was the first big change that we asked for, and I'm sorry, let me bring the comments back. I'm rabbiting on here, and I hate the way that this does it. It would just, like, when you click on something else, yeah, I have to remember to do that so I don't lose you guys. Okay. No, unless I hear from Crash, probably not till tomorrow night. I'm doubting I'm going to hear from him tonight. I sent him 3 emails first. Hey, it hung up. You might want to check in this. I said, oh, hey, wait a minute. It seemed maybe that was just a random bug or random thing. And then the third one, I said, yep, it game seems to be fine. Even after I had to restart it, everything was fine in 2015. So, I don't want to release this until he says yes. He did say yes until I found that. Now, it might have just been a glitch. I just know that fired up my computer. I even loaded in. I had nothing else running, and again, this is a very, very powerful computer. So that might have just been computers glitch out. Sometimes that happened. So it just got hung up on the spring training thing. So there's no historical lineups transactions for a true play. That's according to Crash. I believe that's what he said. So you would have to check with him. But it's easy enough to do something like that. As far as you can get the real lineups and everything from Baseball Reference. There's a little tab where you can get those things, and Bob's your uncle. But we would need him to actually confirm that, because it's been a while, Mike. Been a while. By the way, guys, hopefully tomorrow night I'll be on with Beta 4, unless Dana drops another one. Beta 4 of Payoff Pitch Baseball. But back to this. So this is going to track expanded season results. For me, let me just make a comment about season replays and as played schedules. I'm not so picky about those. If it ends up not having it, I don't care. It doesn't really bother me at all. I'll still play it because it's fantasy anyhow. What are the odds, for instance, of playing a game, right, with the same lineups, the same pitchers, and you play that game 100 times? You might hit the actual score and everything that happened in the game once in like a gazillion times. So not a deal breaker for me. But for some people, I realize that it would be. But I would still, Mike, I would encourage you to download it once it's available and just give it a shot. Give it a shot. Not going to cost you anything, but about 2 gigabytes of hard drive space once you put in all the pictures and all that. Playing strategy one time, playing 1994. The Reds had a guy named John Thomas, another guy named Hideki Swayze. Yeah, so I never ever pay attention to the minor leagues in this game. Now, what's been changed? So do you guys remember when we were looking at team reports, these down here, these would be in the color of like the team's secondary color, and for some of these are hard to read. So now it's just the banner, and you get the situation record in black and gold. In this case for the Pirates, everything in white. Let's test a couple other teams here. Let's look at the Boston Red Sox. There we go. Again, everything in white as it should be. Let's check the Expos. So it looks like Crash fixed that. That's really nice. Look at the Padres. Yep. Because remember, Padres was one of the ones was harder to read because of that whatever. I think the Padres had awful colors in the 70s. They remind me of two bodily effusions. There's JT Dodgers. Looks nice and clean. Yeah, good game for the Buccos today. Hey, John DFW. Yeah, beat the Reds 8-3 yesterday and 8-3 today, so we'll take it. Yeah, great change in the graphic colors. Hey, Mark, he says, why is the entire world not watching Artemis 2? They're going to the moon. I just got home from work, and I wanted to get this up there, but I will watch it. Um, I'm happy to see NASA starting to get its vision back. Um, but yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, I was working at liftoff. That was like what 3 hours ago or something like that. So anyhow, welcome in, Mark. Okay, so this is nice. This is a nice change. And believe me, Mark, I'm totally all about. I mean, I'm amateur astronomer, all that kind of stuff. So I love it. Yep, all fixed. Nice, 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 nice. Okay. Of course, SBN is just remember the very first issue of SBN is already. This isn't really a predictor. It's just what actually happened in that season. I understand what's happening. I do. I do. I understand what's happening. I also didn't get to watch it live, so this is not going to be a long broadcast. And then I'll go watch unless they already lifted off, but I think liftoff was earlier this evening, and I'm excited about it. I really, really am. Whether that be a stepping stone to Mars and beyond. By the way, it was just not about a week or so ago. Voyager 2. Voyager 2 is one light day away from us. How cool is that? One light day away, and it's actually in interstellar space. But so all the years that it took wasn't it, what 50 some years ago or whatever the Voyagers were launched, and I think it's Voyager 2 that's one light day away now. Make you feel small? Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Anyhow, these are so this is just 1976. Okay, now let's go to our schedule calendar. Schedule calendar looks really, really nice. I like it. Logos automatically import. All right, let's do some games so we can look at let's go to games and let's sim April. Okay, I don't want this to pause me for anything at all. Voyager 2, yeah, it is. It's I'm loving it. Yeah, not just feel small, but more importantly, offers real perspective, and also just the fact that we can do that and to imagine and to dream. Believe me, I know many many nights as a kid, I would look up there and say, "We were there, we were there," and vision, and I mean. And I was psyched. So like a lot of people, like when the James Webb Telescope was launched, I was watching that thing like yes. And what we've seen now with the James Webb Telescope is incredible. V'ger, if you're a Star Trek fan, and I am a Star Trek fan, except, do you notice that it's not Voyager 1 or 2? It's Voyager 6. So I guess I don't know why they didn't just use one of the two Voyagers. That would have been fun. But it was Voyager 6. And NASA was very stoked about that. I don't know why they used the wrong Voyager number. But I've got a great program on here called Space Engine, which is the most amazing planetarium of all that you've ever experienced. In fact, some professional planetariums use it. You can get it on Steam, and it's a simulation of the known universe. And that's I'm talking galaxies, everything. It's usually so. Yeah, it's Voyager 6. If that's what you're talking about, Mark, go back and look at Star Trek: The Motion Picture. And at the end, right toward the end, Captain Kirk is getting away. He says V6, Voyager 6, and then what's his face? Decker says, "Oh, that was launched over 200 years ago. We're in the 23rd century, so if there's going to be Voyager 3, 4, 5, and 6, better get busy." Kansas City is dominating, nearly going 12-6. All right. Don't know where we are right now. Oh, we're in May 2nd, May 3rd, May 4th. Yeah. So, Cincinnati 14-6. You would expect Cincinnati to be up there. These 1976 Reds, pretty good stuff. Stellarium is another one. Yeah, Stellarium's good. Space Engine, though, actually does procedurally generated planets, and everything is like astronomically correct, where you have planets in the Goldilocks zone and things like that. So I love you guys, man, because like we get into these really, really great discussions that are non-baseball, because baseball's not the only thing out there. But people have been really, really jonesing for this, so I wanted to get there. So remember, if you go to watch SBN Cast or manage a game, the continuous play-by-play is turned off, but who cares? Okay. Let's first go to the program, because the program is really cool. So if we look at the program here for the Cincinnati Reds and Chicago Cubs, so now that we've played some games, what's great about this launch is you can watch the NASA YouTube channel and see all the testing maneuvers, astronauts in the capsule. So everything we didn't have 50 years ago. Amen to that. Yeah, if you want to see Space Engine, I'll show it to you. Space Engine is beautiful. Maybe we'll end the broadcast with a little Space Engine, just real quickly, just so you can like have a jaw-dropping experience. It's that incredible. Okay. So we can see their overall records. Okay, Cincinnati's on the road. So what are they now? I mean, right. So to be able to see all this at a glance, this is something that was never in. This was never in. Like the earlier version of Strategy Baseball. I think Out of the Park does something sort of kind of similar, but not to this depth. Okay, the Cubbies at home are 10-4, and their record versus the Reds thus far this season is 1-1. There's your lineups, and we got Gary Nolan versus Rick Russell going today. There's your team stats, expanded team stats, runs scored by innings throughout, and it breaks it down by inning, including extra innings. Runs against, home team highlights. So team ERA, or for Chicago starters ERA, relievers ERA, right? Good stuff. Quality starts, which nobody cared about in 1976, but it's nice to have them. It's nice to have them. Save opportunities. Okay, so Bruce Sutter doing pretty good with saves. Here's what they did against, all of these teams. Whatever, there's your visiting team highlights. So this is pretty cool. I really love this feature. Love it big time. Yeah, it's been in early access forever. Forever. But it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. There's so many things that you can do with it. The only thing is, so you can land on the procedurally generated planets, and you will see amazing things. But as far as our planets, the planets of the solar system, you can't really, if you land on, they're not going to look great. So just giving you a heads up. But you can do, oh my God, Space Engine's incredible. And it takes, at top speed, it takes quite a long time to get to the edge of the universe. But any star you see, any galaxy you see, you can go there. This is going to quickly turn into a Space Engine demo, I can tell. So again, then you have your choice if you're managing a game. So because I'm the Pittsburgh Pirate manager, I can manage this game. But let's say I did, but then, I wanted to do, say, Kansas City. Well, Kansas City and Baltimore would be kind of a suck game, I suppose. Let's say the I don't know, White Sox Tigers. So what I can do is I could actually go to the Detroit Tigers, right? And I can assign them to human, okay? So I'm going to lose my job with Pittsburgh, but I'm really, really not, okay? And then if we go back to games, then what you're going to see, do you notice here now with the Pirates, I can't manage the game now because I've taken over the Tigers, but up here I can. So you're not locked into just one team. It's not like you would see in another incredible game called No Man's Sky, which does do flora and fauna, living, moving things. So you'll see terras and stuff like that, and you can see some plant life, but you're not going to see animals or anything like that. But believe me, it's beautiful. It's really breathtaking. You can search for planets just with life. You can. There's all kinds of things. I'll show you guys here in a few more minutes, and we'll jump into the space engine. Yeah, I think that's pretty much without playing any games. Um, we can go to stats. We can look at our leaders here. So, current season, break it down, National League. Al Oliver right now is a 333 average, along with Willie Montanez. So they're sharing the top spot. Let's see who's our big hitter here. Dave Kingman, 7 home runs thus far. Rick Monday just behind him. Bobby Mercer each with 6. Um, Joe Morgan with 9 stolen bases. So again, we've only played a month, and that's American League. So there's the special thing. A lot of these things, we can look at streaks. So there's a lot of reports in this game, milestones that you can look at. The favorite toy thing's a little bit weird. You got to finish a season to do that. Who's hitting grand slams right now? Darrell Evans has he had historically 2, and he has 2 in the season thus far, so he's going to overperform a little bit. Let me see. So there's some things we can't look at because so if you see that you haven't completed a season, that's quite okay. All right. George Brett on a 17-game hitting streak, or was on a 17-game hitting streak. Enos Cabell still on a 14-game hitting streak. So there we go. So nice stuff. And again, any player that you see, you can click on them and just go right to his card if you want to. Okay. Again, there's lots to do, but and there's careers and stuff like that. And again, this is just gonna be for the season. The season you're in. Sorry about that. That's my cats. War ratings, what have you. Again, these are gonna be career, but up here right now, too early in the season. Okay, and we're gonna go to main, and that's it. There's a great manual with this game. Just click on it, and it's going to open it, and I'm not open it in the real world, doesn't matter. To me, it don't matter to me. And there we go. This is a long manual, so 43 pages, and it's pretty densely packed. And this is better than the Action PC Baseball manual by far. I really wish they would rewrite that manual. That's my only real knock on Action PC Baseball is the manual doesn't tell you everything you need. This one does. Quick load, all that does is it just remembers the last season that you had up. Load. So right now I can choose between 1976 or 2015. So again, guys, it is a very, very generous demo. It's not like he's just throwing one season at you or whatever. Okay, we can do new again, and we can pick up an historical exhibition, 2 teams, any years. Click next, pick our teams. So and for the historical exhibitions, once again, everything from 1903 onward. So that's to accommodate the American League. If you want to play 19th century baseball, that's not going to be in this program. Can't do it. Not bad. So we're not going to play a game, but this makes sense. So, right, we could pick the, 2005 Chicago White Sox, and we can put them against, we could replay the World Series if we wanted to. So where's the Astros? There we go. Back when they were an American or National League team. Okay, player photos, if you want to turn injuries on or off, whatever. You can set your game length to 1, 3, 5, and 7. One thing that's missing here that I would have liked to have seen was 9. Because like early World Series were 9 games, but doesn't seem to be here, and that's okay. It says do not use DH. Obviously, I don't know what they did in 2005. I don't remember. So let's just say DH for, I think I should pick Chicago. They're the visiting team. Whatever. Next. And this is quicker to set up, obviously. And there you go. And this one is ready to play. If you wanted to. All right, now, because you've been such good lads, let's go ahead and quit. And let me show you Space Engine for a few minutes. Okay. Go to one's Steam library. Stellar Tactics, awesome game, by the way, man. But let's find Space Engine. Space Engine. Where are you, baby? I could just type it in, but I can't be arsed. I can't be arsed, you understand. But I might have to. Because where the hell did it go? Yep. Let's type Space Engine. Space Engine. Did I not install it on this computer? Is that what's going on? Is that what's going on? Because I know I have. There it is. Yes. Okay, you guys ready? Are you guys ready? All right. Let's go to Space Engine. So we're going to play it. You can play this in, if you want to play Oculus Rift. I can't do VR. It makes me sick. You can also do Steam VR mode. You can watch the workshop, launch the workshop configuration and uploading tool. But we're just going to play Space Engine. They did DH American League Parks and World Series from 86 to 2019 and 21. Thank you, JT. I didn't pay as much attention. If you do get this game, guys, get the DLC, because these are high-res textures of our solar system. Okay, boom, let's play. And this thing is incredible, as you're about to see. So a good friend of mine, Alex Raffini, it's called Light Years From Home. His channel features Space Engine pretty much exclusively. And the price is right for this game. It really, really is. I found this back in 2013. Okay. And, of course, escape to continue. So there's music in this game. I'm not sharing my desktop sound. But we're going to go ahead and go into our planetarium. And let's just do continue. I don't even know where the hell I am. I have no... Oh, yeah, I'm way out at the edge of the universe. Okay, so first thing, let's start back at Mother Earth. So these are all... You can search and search. You notice over here, this thing isn't even moving. So these are real things in here. So there's real astronomical data plus procedural generated stuff. But it's all astronomically correct. So where should we start? We should start at Earth. All you do is just type in Earth, and there we go. And we're going to go there, right? Boom, and we're going to go to Earth. And we are a long way from it. And there we go, and welcome home, gentlemen. There we are. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? It is. Let's get everything situated right, though. You need a pretty good computer to run this, though. So, system specs aren't too bad. You can actually set... So there we go. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that incredible? Right? I have labels turned on. You can, of course, turn them off. Let's get things a little bit straightened out here. And there we go. And right now, I can change the date on here, but I'm not going to worry about that. So it has a couple different flight modes on it. This is just the planetarium mode, so there's no Newtonian physics to worry about. The spacecraft mode is one that's really tough. But once you get used to it, it's pretty cool. Aircraft mode is the one I like to mess around with most. Go to object, you'll learn. You can land on objects. We're going to go out and find something there we go. Let's put Earth right in the center where she belongs. And we can track Earth. Went to smoke. No, I just started it. Just started it. So again, let's look at on the day side of the planet right now. And we can zoom in a little bit. Let's fly a little closer. just a little closer. Okay. So this is crazy. Now let's start exploring a little bit. We'll stay in our own solar system for a little bit, but let's go ahead and right now we're at 8,060. Now we're at 0.03, the speed of light. Speeding up, speeding up, speeding up. But let's go ahead and just go to Jupiter. All right, and I'm just going to hit G, and we're going to fly to Jupiter. You're that bright light in the lower west coast of the United States. There we go. And if you hit G again, you get there real fast, but there we go. Boom. And I accidentally missed and hit Ganymede instead. I'm a bit of an idiot, and you guys understand that, right? You guys understand that. Let me show you a couple of the modes that this thing has, and sorry for missing Jupiter. There it is. Let's fly to Jupiter. As soon as I get myself, let's do it this way. Probably a little better. Hello. Let me click on I just want to get this solar system browser up here. Okay, there's Jupiter, and we can go to Jupiter, and there we are. We're at Jupiter. We'll go ahead and close this. Jupiter may be not the most exciting planet to look at as opposed to, like, you know, Saturn, but you can see that little arrow is going to keep us. There's the red spot. We're facing away from the sun, but the other thing you can do is speed up time. And the planets will start moving in their orbits. There, now we're, of course, unrealistically fast. Yeah. Let's fly around it. And let's turn and face it. And let's back up a little bit. So we don't really want to land on Jupiter. Pretty boring place, but there you go. Let's go back up. All right. Let's go ahead and stop time. And we can look up. Right now we're not where we want to be, so let's go ahead and so we can track it, center it, whatever, but we want to actually leave. So let me crank this up, and there we go. There it is. What many scientists have felt, this is maybe we're going to stop tracking it, so that way we can move around it. There it is. You can turn on orbits if you want. And if we go back out, and again, we're just in our solar system right now. But anything that is on here, you can see. So this really starts to give you a scale of just even our solar system. And yes, you can track satellites in this thing too. So there we go. And the music's beautiful in this, by the way. Music's beautiful, so there. I usually don't like to have orbits on, so I turn those off. You can also show the, there you go. There's your celestial grid. So for right ascensions, declination, thing like that. There, you guys can see the Pleiades out there. Shall we go to the Seven Sisters? I think we should. Let's go. Jupiter, the red spot is there. It's there. I just didn't feel like hanging around Jupiter for very long. So there we are. Now we're going to do something kind of fun here. Let's turn off the grid and let's fly closer to the Pleiades. Excuse me a second. I have a kitty on my lap. Come on, sweetie. I'll hold you in a minute. Okay, baby? But right now, piloting through space, and we don't want Philip Reynolds, who's joined us, to fall out of the starboard hatch or the airlock or anything like that. So let's go in, and everything, this is all three-dimensional. So we're in the Pleiades now. Look at this. Tell me this isn't incredible. This game will keep you, like, just for forever and ever and ever and ever. Okay. Let's see. Does this planet have any... Does this star have any planets around it? Let me see. There we go. There. So this has 11 with life. So if you click on a star, you're going to get all of this here. And we're going to see that there's 11 planets and one with life. You can look at the... you can look at like the browser, and we can see that they're in green. These are with life, but probably pretty boring. Let's go to this planet, and we can just click G, and we'll actually go to this planet. We're not going to land on it. It's a gas giant, but we're moving. Yeah, wow, holy fuck is right. How about it? And you ain't seen nothing yet, my brother. You have seen nothing yet, Mark. But look at this. Isn't this grand? This thing is beautiful. So, so beautiful. You can take screenshots in this. So this has different camera modes in it as well. So obviously, if you were this close to a planet, you're not going to see that star field back there. So you can change your camera exposure to, to account for that. And so over here, there we go. Now we're in HDR mode. And you're this close to a planet, you're not going to see all those stars. Okay. Let's go ahead and. Whoops, I don't want to. You can take a, which is what I just did. I just took a photograph. It's not what I wanted to do. There. So we got different photo modes, and we're back in this one. It's just beautiful, even if it's not realistic. Look how incredible this is. Right? We can get down close to the ring system if we want. Do we want to see what this bad boy looks like on one of the moons? We can do that. Okay. Let's go to this asteroid, for instance. There, Mark, am I forgiven for missing Artemis at least a little bit? Because I was at work, brother. And where I work, I didn't have time to catch anything. All right, so now we're at this asteroid, and I probably should have tracked where we're going, but that's okay. We can just kind of do this. There's a small Magellanic Cloud over there, and there we go. But let's go ahead and land on this, shall we? So I'm going to fly toward it, fly up. And right now I'm not using Newtonian physics. But let's go ahead and slow down. And some more. And let's bring her down for a soft landing. Whoops, not such a soft landing, but we're now on the surface of this asteroid. And yeah, let's speed up a little bit. So it's just endless what you can do with this thing. You want to explore the universe? Welcome to Space Engine. There you go. All of the nebulas. Let's go to the Carina Nebula. We're still staying in the Milky Way for right now. Let's go to the Carina Nebula. And then I'll show you some of the other more esoteric things this can do. What's the data based on? Both NASA and astrophysical data. So the guy who's doing this, he's from Russia, is actually an astrophysicist. Okay. And we are here. So we're not going to follow it anymore. I just want to, there we go. That's what I want to do. So you can see all these stars you can go to. So we're in a very crowded part of the Milky Way, but let's fly into the Carina Nebula. Let's take it slow. We're right now going 15.39 light years per second. There's another nebula up here, but here we are in the Carina. And this is all three-dimensional. This also uses, there's a couple different data sets that this is based on, Mark. So this is an astronomically very, 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 very accurate program insofar as what we've been able to see. So again, we can start searching some places if you want to. So the other thing you can do is here is you can do like event finders. So you can look for alignments, you can look for transits, occultations, eclipses. You can do time steps. You can do that start date, and you can set whatever date you want and what time, which is pretty cool. And then, or we can just set current time, whatever you want. I don't know why it's going to 2/15/2025. I can put in any date I want. So that's one thing you can do. Another thing that you can do, of course, is we can do a universe map. So look at this. So that's not the entire universe. Watch this. We're gonna start moving into These are the near stars that we can see around the universe from the point of reference that we are. Yes, I realize it proves a tough sell. I mean, based on actual images versus imagination based on data. So again, the program is going to take into account distance from the star, so that Goldilocks zone, and they've actually did a major regeneration of this universe. Okay, let's go ahead. So these are right now we're looking at just the near stars from the Carinae Nebula. Again, I'd probably have to go back to Earth for this to make any sense, but I can see there's an orange dwarf star, and you can get a lot of nice sort of astronomical physical data about it. You can click, so that's this information. You can, for anything that's real, it will go to a wiki. So this is a procedurally generated object, but look what it will do here. And so if we go back and visit something real, but look, you got its azimuth, its metallicity, its spectrum, its absolute and apparent magnitudes. Just really incredible. And you can edit objects in this game too. Now, if we go back out and we take our zoom, and now we're going to move out to galaxy. Okay, now we're at a galactic view. Isn't that beautiful? I would say it is. Can you land on anything and see anything in Stellarium? And let's go to near galaxies, and we can do that density. So let's go up here. So now what you're looking for, these are not stars anymore. These are galaxies. All right, and we can even density them everything up a little bit, and let's just sneak up. Now we're at 32.03 thousand light years. We're getting out there now, but there's the universe. There it is. And again, those are not stars anymore. Okay, let's go back home again. And we're on our way. How far are we from Earth? We are 7,300 light years away, and we're hauling ass right now. Back to Earth. And coming in, flying past the sun, we're back on Earth. We're going to land on a few planets here in a minute. Okay, but here we can see it's a temperate marine terra with life, organic, multicellular, marine, and terrestrial. We have, we're right now 25,000 kilometers from Earth, and at a right, so there's its diameter. Its mass, of course, is 1 Earth mass. Its apparent magnitude in the sky, its phase, the semi-major axis, of course, is going to be 1 astronomical unit, since an astronomical unit is the distance from the Earth, or the Sun, to the Earth, as you know, orbital period 1 year, right? So if we go to our moon, and let's go to the moon, let's beat them there. Let's get to the moon. Oops, as soon as there we go. There we go. So it's a temperate arid mini Terra, and let's go there. So there you go. Let's go ahead and close this, and let's go to, I don't know why it's giving me, there we go. Let's go to the moon. Yeah, this is something super incredible, and we could track Earth while we're flying to the moon. And look at this. So these textures are from NASA. So let's slow down here, and there we go. So imagine playing this on, right, exploring this thing. So there's the Earth. I should probably turn off. I should probably turn off labels, right? Let's turn off labels. Is this it? Oh, you can turn on constellations, by the way. So that's kind of cool. You can, labels. There we go. All the labels are off now. And there's the moon. There she is, man. You should recognize a lot of these. Right? Look at the, right? Look at how the Maria look, and the ejecta from the craters and stuff like that. Just incredible. One of the cool things about the Artemis missions, they're going further than any of the Apollo missions have gone. They're going to swing around the dark side. Yeah, Apollo 13 accidentally did. That wasn't their intention because they lost the moon. Sea of Tranquility. It's all in here. All right, now let's find an object. We were already at the Pleiades, so let's go somewhere else. Oh, there we go. How about the great there? Are you loving this? Right. So I know where I'm going here. Let's pick the Orion Nebula. Okay. Let's go there. You can set temperatures to Celsius or Fahrenheit in this game. And boom, yeah, we shot past. My fault. I probably should have just typed in Orion. So slow down. You got to wait for it to slow down. And let's go back and find. Of course, everything now is really, really kind of eh. So let me see if I can guess. Yeah, there it is. There's the Orion Nebula. So I'm not that rusty. I know a little bit more than just baseball. Not much, but there you go. Command module from every lunar mission circle around the dark side was in orbit while the lunar module was on the surface. So look at that. So we're in the Orion Nebula, which when you look at the sword on Orion, that middle with if you have good eyesight, even you can see it. It's a smudge. It's not a star, and it's a place of great starbirth. And let's just bring it. Look at that. Look at this other. Look at these diffuse nebulas are just crazy, and Orion is a beautiful place. We're going to go in and we're going to stop about right here and just look around. Kind of cool, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's a longer mission too. I think it's a 10-day trip. So I'm chuffed that NASA has gotten its vision back. Not that there was anything wrong. All right, now with the space shuttle or anything like that. All right, we're going to crank up the speed here to about 17,000 light years per second, and to see something that we are never going to see. There's home. So there's the great nebula in Orion over there. There's our Milky Way, and every dot out here now, these are galaxies. So, and we can see here, just it's still looking at the Orion Nebula, but now we're looking at the Milky Way galaxy, and we're getting data from here. Now, the only thing we haven't done yet is landed on a planet. So we're going to start flying back. And by the way, yes, every galaxy has supermassive black holes as well. We're going to go out on one of these arms right here. Stars are starting to appear. We're on the outer edge of the galaxy, and this should be good enough. Okay. So the other things that you can do, this will keep a log of your journey, where you've been, also locations. You can do high-res screenshots over here, change your display, do your settings. But the star browser, this is probably something that's going to really, really, you guys will like. So if you hit filter settings, now you can come up on what type of star is the system going to have. An object's parent sun. What type of objects to search. So maybe you could select planet and moon. All stars, procedural stars only, real stars only, catalog systems only. So if you just want to do straight up real astronomy. Object parameters. Is it going to be any, torrid, hot, warm, temperate, cool, cold, frigid? You also have a lot, right? Airy or any airless, arid, non-arid, lacustrine, marine, oceanic, super oceanic. Down here, you can look for Cabonia, Terra, Aquaria, Neptune, Jupiter-like planets, asteroids, compositions, hydrospheres, clouds, rings, tidally locked, bodies. This also does have rogue planets in it as well, so planets with no stars. Can look for comets in here. Organic life, you can, doesn't matter, none, unicellular, multicellular, or just unicellular, or just multicellular. You can look at the moon parameters, anything that you want. So we just click OK, and so we can also set this out if we want to, let's say, 100 light years. Okay. And then we hit enter, and now you can see here from where we are, it shows the distance, and it's finding tons and tons of systems within 100. Again, so on a cosmic scale, 100 light years is nothing. You could never, ever, 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 ever explore everything in this game. It's impossible. In fact, in No Man's Sky, it's impossible as well. Go. Hey, Alex, you haven't been around. I'm just showing these guys a quick thing. I was doing a baseball demo. But guys, light years from home, he's the guy that is he is the master. He's the guru of this game. But a couple of these guys were picking it up tonight just because I was getting some flack because I wasn't watching the Artemis launch. So I know you're in Italy, man. I'm sorry to have missed you, or I think you're about to go to Italy. So sorry about that. Just starting a new job and everything, man. It's been kind of suck. But guys, this is great. And what Alex has done on his channel is he creates these great stories. And let's find a planet to land on to end this. And again, I'm not like, you can probably hear the let's go to this. Yeah, it has 10 with 1 life. So let's look at its solar system. Oops, it's not what I want to look at. Oops, not what I wanted to do. I wanted to look at this. And I want to find a fun planet just to land on. Aquarius are kind of meh. Let's go to this, and we'll land. We're on our way. Oh, 14th. Good. I can still reach out to you this weekend. Be ready, man. Gonna reach out to you to get you some baseball goodness, get you hooked up. I thought you'd already gone. Now, Alex will show you things like how you can build. This has there's a neat spaceship builder, and then you can import objects into this game. There's lots of really cool mods. So you guys want to land? Let's land. So there's a couple ways to land. So we have this selected, and we could just do it this way. This is not the way I usually land on an object. I like to go down slowly, but there you go. This is all procedurally generated. And I think it's kind of fun to have objects on here to give you a sense of scale, because you don't have a sense of scale out here at all. It also has a telescope mode, so you could be, let's go down to the surface, but I'm going to slow down just a little bit. There we go. So about 125 meters per second, shut it down, and now we're on the surface of this body. And we can actually use a telescope and then zoom into that up there if we want to. You want to see Pluto? We can see Pluto. We'll go to Pluto. That's easy enough to do. There's the Eagle Nebula, and there's the pillars, right? There's the pillars of creation. You want to go to Pluto because I know what you're going to ask. Does it have the heart? So let's go to Pluto. And it's as easy to go to. Haul an ass. And Pluto, a little hard to see. I think the little heart is kind of out there. You got to remember too, we don't have really super high res yet of Pluto, but we are there. And if I turn on, in fact, if I search for Earth, just so you can see where Earth is, if we do this, I still want to call it a planet, damn it. So Earth, Moon, okay. And if we kind of, there it is. So Earth is way over there, dude. Way over there. Okay. So what else do you guys want to see? There's, right? I mean, there's so much to see in this game. The simulation. It's beautiful. You want to go to the Large Magellanic Cloud. Why is my mouse acting weird? Let's stop following Stop following Pluto. I just want to, or stop following the Earth, because it looks like I'm tracking it somewhere. Sorry about that. I don't want to land on anything yet. There we go. There's the Large Magellanic Cloud. Let's go. A satellite galaxy. So obviously the scale is immense, and this is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I think if you read Alex's stories that he puts with these, are always very, very thought-provoking. So welcome to the Large Magellanic Cloud. And let's speed it up a little bit here. Whoa, that was a little fast there, wasn't it? Let's go back there. Let me slow down a little bit to like, there we go. How about 6.81 thousand light years per second? As we fly in, you'll start to see stars coming in. Let's slow it down. Slow it down. So there we can see our first stars. We're on the right, just at the edge of this galaxy. And you can see the little dust lanes and things like that. Small galaxy it is. Click information. It's got about 11 billion stars. There's this diameter, its class, its luminosity, number of clusters, number of nebulae. So remember, this is a lot of this is really based on real science. So yeah. Show one of your random videos. I can do that. You guys want to see it? There you go. Look at that, Alex. You show up and you're getting some subscribers. Alex is really the guy. He will like edit. You can edit planets in this thing. It's insane what you can do. I just like to find like areas and just explore planets and get these beautiful vistas. Look at that, right? So if we were to find a planet in this galaxy and look up in the sky and see us if we wanted to. So let's go to, we're going to go to Alex's channel, and we're going to back up out of here, out of the Large Magellanic Cloud. And there you go. Before we go to Alex's, got to show you something. I'm going to crank this thing up. So I really want you to see. So we are at 326.16 million light years per second, and we're now, until I get tired of holding down the S key, we're going to the edge of the universe. And again, everything passing you is a galaxy. And believe me, you're not going to see a lot of similarity. All right, good night, Mark. You're going to enjoy this game. Definitely pick it up. I hate to call it a game. You're in this simulation. So, guys, we're still traveling. And our distance from where we were right now is 11 point whatever. Yeah, it's so ridiculously huge. So we'll stop there. God knows where we are. And let's go to this galaxy. I don't even know what it's going to look like. You can get previews of objects if you want. But what would be really fun, somebody found Earth from the edge of the universe, and they claimed they did it without the, with whatever. So, again, so images, even though this would be a procedurally generated galaxy, this isn't just like the creator being imaginative. This is based on astronomical data of observed galaxies that we know there are galaxies comprised like this. Would it be this galaxy? Does this galaxy exist? I have no idea. But let's go. Anything that's procedurally generated is going to have these coordinates. You can save coordinates, send them to your friend and say, dude, I found this really cool planet. You got to go there and check it out. Okay. So let's stop right here. We're now in whatever galaxy this is. And let's pick something. There's a yellow giant. It has 12 planets. What do we got there? I'm a sucker for ring planets. So let's go to this pretty one here. All right. You highlight it, click go, and you're on your way. If you click go again, you'll get there faster, but I think you missed the ride. Okay. And from here, we could find out how far we are from Earth, by the way. But there we go. You will never, ever, ever get tired of looking at these things. They're beautiful. And if you have an aircraft and you get, or a spacecraft and you get good at spacecraft flying, that's cool. I like to use aircraft mode. I realize it's not terribly realistic, but if I start this, I'm already moving and I can crank it up a little bit. And then I can just kind of do this, right? And this will just keep spinning unless I nullify it. Yeah. And with the music, it's really enchanting. I write my own music for this game. And, you know, if you want to stop, you can do that. You can back up. It just becomes like this beautiful cosmic dance. Okay, boom, but let's stop. We can see it has moons. Boom, right? So, yeah. All right, so we have a cool Super Neptune. So what we're going to do for this one is we're actually going to track it. Okay, so we're going to track it, but we're going to go here. And there's a reason why. Okay. So now we can see, let me turn off the tracking. Okay. And we can see, if we were to turn around, we would find that asteroid. Wherever the hell it is. But do you want to know where Earth is from where we are? We can do that too. Okay. So, let's see. This is a Neptune. I don't think it's going to be something we want to land on. There we go. And without the Newtonian physics, you can even just kind of go around and just kind of orbit things if you want. But how far? Oh, and the other thing too. Shit. Let me jump back out here. I want to show. This also has aurorae in them for the planets. And if you get down into the rings, you're actually going to start to see like boulders and ice particles and stuff like that. This is the most incredible planetarium I've seen, and I know that that was my stupid fault. I know that a lot of planetariums actually use this. All right. So again, let's go to our search, and I just want to see how far we are from Earth. And we are 14.6 giga light years from Earth. So that is Space Engine for you guys. There's a lot more to do in this thing. You know, again, there's universe map, which we've looked at, but we're looking at the universe from where we are, not from Earth. Okay, so pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff it is. It has a spacecraft manager here, so you can select different spacecrafts. So like Intrepid, Orion, whatever. You can switch to simulator. You can take control of your ship and just go from there. Pretty nuts. Stars disabled, stars enabled, and yeah, just fun. Okay, so that's it. But let me show you one of Alex's, and then I've got to switch sound so that you guys can hear it. And it's Light Years from Home. So, from my friend Alex, for whom I will do this. As far as the Artemis launch, you know what? We need some good news right now, and that's amazing. Light Years from Home. Let me find his channel. Light Years from Home. Assuming it's, yeah. There we go. Is this it? This is not it, sorry. Hang on. Alex. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Found it. Found it. Okay. I'm going to close this and I am going to. Loving our hobby goes on tangents. Mark already left, but yep. Okay. So I'm going to have to put on my headphones for this. This is Alex's homepage. So, are you guys ready to be blown away? I'm going to stop the screen share for a minute. All right. Hopefully you guys are still here. Hopefully, had a little bit of a boom there. Don't know what happened. All right. So let me know if you're still here, guys. I see 7 of you. So my Windows decided it just says we're gonna do an update. So there we go. All right. Let's go back into Space Engine. Or not back into Space Engine. We're gonna go to Alex's channel. Actually, sorry about that. And we're going to share again because it's always good to share, right? Play most viewed. All right, there we go. 5 hours ago, baby. I'm going to have to watch that later. Okay. Let's do light years from home. Light years from home. There it is. That's the one you want. Okay. Videos. Let me see. Popular. There's the end of the universe. I want to try to show something. Okay, here we go. So you guys are familiar with the Kardashev scale. So the Kardashev scale basically is there are different levels of civilizations. So we're going to look at this 7-minute guy here that had 1,800 views. We'll show a couple on here. So fair use doctrine. I can use this in accordance for it's educational purposes, man. Okay, let's go here, share sound, and share. Okay. So before it starts, there you go. Lots of good comments and a lot of these things. There you go. In fact, there. So Alex talks about the Kardashev scale is really amazing. You guys should read about it. There's lots of cool videos on it. So futuristic society, well advanced of our own, is able to harness the energy of its own sun. So this is a level 2. Level 5 Kardashevs, you can't even, like, they're beyond whatever. Tiny Moon is used as a small outpost for a few millions of its citizens that are spread all over its own solar system. Hidden in a busy galaxy, the lid can be opened or shut. They can even maneuver their planets and moons. These aliens have what it takes. They are well past the fossil fuel stages. We have a ways to go as we're still considered a Type Z. We are Earth. Type 0 civilization on the verge of possible Type 1 100 years or so, as long as we get past the nuclear and accept reality for what it is. Just to emphasize, this is fiction and physically impossible with a structure such as this. Throughout the internet, you'll find plausible instances where a Dyson sphere could actually exist based on known physics. So, this is pretty fun. So, let's check this out together. And let's go. Let's go. You ready? So, again, this is done by Alex Raffini, Light Years from Home. Alex is Of course it's needed, man. It's not slowing me down. We're out of baseball now. Let's go back and look at a couple other things. I want you guys to see some things with scale. Okay. So I'm gonna up the volume a little bit because the music's beautiful. Again, I mean, Alex uses music on here. I write my own when I used to do videos on this, but I promised him I would never create videos on this. Just so happens that you guys were asking about, we were talking about Artemis, so here we go. How about Voyager's Destiny? Let's check this one out. And I know why you guys aren't even hearing the music. My fault. So I gotta put this on. Now you guys should be able to hear it. I hope. But now you can. I love the tidally love planet there too. So Alex has done some very, very long form videos as well. I remember he did one New Year's Eve some years ago, and it was basically, man, you just you put this on a real high res, telly as you're watching this, and it's just incredible. It's incredible. Let's do this one. Okay. I'm just picking some. These are all beautiful, just all beautiful. Here, let's look at this. This is beautiful. So this is the 2020 version of Space Engine, and still looked incredible then. I accidentally discovered this game, this simulation in 2013. It was New Year's Eve 2012. I'm sitting in the Netherlands, and everybody's doing their thing, and I'm like, I don't know what made me type it in. I'm like, simulation of known universe, and I found this, and I was enchanted. It didn't look like this, in 20, but it looked great. Unless you guys want to see the international, whatever. Let's look at a couple of these because I'm getting like this kind of chill vibe going on here. Alex, you make these so beautiful. Oh my God, they're so beautifully made. You could make a ton of money doing these, by the way. Just saying. majestic. It's just so maybe sometime when Alex has some time, I'd really like to I like to collaborate and let him like create the video. I'd like to throw some put some music onto it. But there are people out there that have done this, but I think what he doesn't understand is he has a platinum mind is sitting here that he could make these videos with the stories that he has and having some voiceovers and some music. A lot of money. I know Alex does this out of love, out of passion. Just crazy, 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 amazing stuff. You know, and And not that the music that you pick isn't good, man. I know I was so honored you let me write a story to one of these somewhere. So here, buildings. Here, this is pretty crazy. So, um, of course, this is the actual Alex, but I mean, so you get a sense of scale here, and stuff like that. There's so much to look at. I don't want to give a lot of spoilers away. We'll look at one more here. And let me add that yes, you can bring in objects into this thing. There's tons if you go on Space Engine. And yes, before anybody asks, the Millennium Falcon is out there. You can fly the Enterprise, all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, go Bucks, baby. We are 3-3. Beat the Reds 2 days in a row, 8-3. I don't think it's boring at all. I think what's nice is to give people a sense of scale. Because when you're on a planet or near a planet, unless you have a reference object, you don't get really a sense of the scale of these celestial bodies. So I beg to differ, Paisan. Well, let's look at the story. So the other cool thing about Alex's videos is he puts these cool stories. So powered by plutonium and possibly uranium or even antimatter, this craft has sat silently in this cold, dry moon deep inside the galaxy. Hundreds of years alone for eternity, a crash landing during the dawn of intergalactic space exploration. The AI on the craft were programmed to have their feelings and emotions of their creators. In addition, the AI were also powered to survive at all costs and programmed to never self annihilate. There's but one lone I here suffering with the sadness of humanity that was left behind, here to exist forever on this desolate speck of dust, somewhere thousands of light years away from anything that might still exist. The AI's brethren were destroyed during the impact, the lucky ones. The AI stands alone, being the lone carrier of what was once a thriving, living species that named themselves humanity. There is no rest nor food consumption needed for this weary, nameless, and lost intelligent bot. He named himself A105 or AI05. Days and nights are spent looking outward at the stars as AI05 repeats the history of what was left behind. The lone survivor remaining to carry the dimly lit torch, a speck of light that glimmers as we fade into the brightly lit cosmos. It is unknown what happened to humanity during its past. Time is constant and never slows. For now, all we can do is speculate. No living thing knows of AIO5. Nobody remembers. AIO5 is only known to itself. Imagine yourself being the last person on Earth, and you remember everything, and your name has never been spoken. You know that nothing will ever change, and that you will live forever. Sometimes we have thoughts and wishes and beliefs of eternal life, but maybe the gift to life is the ability to wither and die. Your actual lifespan is from the day you were born to the last day your name is spoken, even long after physical death. So when you go, and that's beautiful. This is so beautiful. So it's always thought provoking. So it's not just, I mean, these beautiful images, which is, as I'm watching this and wasn't aware of the story, I mean, just watching this, if you look at that still picture, just imagine, right, what it evokes in you, right? And your eye is both drawn to what could possibly be in this ancient craft to what's out there, and yet there it is, right? And then when you read that story, it adds so much power to even just this still image, let alone the entire video. And that's why, Alex, things like this are your channel would explode if you did more things like this. It really, really would. I know it's a lot of work, but content is king on YouTube, and so there's a story that goes along with this one. I don't want to spoil anymore, and I'm no narrator voice or anything like that. But what's also nice is that you actually get to experience the evolution of Space Engine. And I've messed with a lot of planetariums, and to me, this one's the best. It just really, really, really is. And work continues. This has a very thriving. It has a great community. People leave coordinates to amazing things that they found. You can just paste those coordinates into Space Engine and go there, and it's really, really a way to experience the universe together. So yeah. So Alex, I'm so glad you stopped in. I'm so glad you stopped in, because this grew out of just the talk about Artemis, and there we are. But I promise never to do like a full length video on Space Engine. To me, Alex is the man. He is the guru. So hopefully, when he gets back from Italia, he will jump back in and do more of these, as I'm hoping so, because it's been a while. It's been a while since we've seen any of these. There's a bunch of playlists for you, if you want, and it's just great. Hey, Paul, how you doing? Yeah, we already did baseball, and now we're off into space with my good friend, light years from home. And get busy, brother. Get busy, brother. You should have like 486,000 subscribers. But I know it's a lot of work to do these. I get it, but you know, I'm just proud. I'm proud that you're my friend. I'm proud that you just create these amazing things for people to experience. Yeah, crazy. I don't care if I get some copyright strikes. I'm under 1,000 subscribers anyhow. It doesn't matter to me. Fair use. Fair use. So that's Space Engine. Oh, anytime. Prego, paisano, eh? Paul, how are you? Good morning to you there in Cyprus. Um, I don't know. What can I say, guys? Space Engine. is a thing of beauty, and go to its store page, and you will get eternal entertainment out of this beautiful. Even if you just buy the base, right? Just buy the base, $29.99. But you know what? Pop the 70 Space Engine Pro gives you so much more that you can do. It's a camera path editor, the ability to save video and screenshots with transparency, unlimited resolution for exporting skyboxes, including with HDR DDS cube map format, unlimited resolution for exporting planet textures, unlimited rendering resolution in the fisheye dome and equirectangular projection modes. Just insane. It is just insane, and you can see, just the absolute crazy positive ratings, overwhelmingly positive. So Steam people are hard to please. And just look at these. Look at that image. That's Earth. And again, you can set this to real time. Move things in real time if you want, but all of this you can see in Space Engine, and it's incredible. And again, like I said, from here, you could have you could pretend you have a telescope set up and look at a celestial body from the surface of another celestial body, which I really love doing. So when I was talking about getting close to the ring systems, this is what you'll see. And this is again, I've seen I've seen a lot of not only professional planetarians, but a lot of sort of astronomy documentaries that use this software. So river systems, very nice. You can see the strata there on the rocks and the geologic formations. There's a place I probably wouldn't want to visit. So there's a website you can go to, create your own spaceships, and then bring them in. And when you accelerate, decelerate, these will react in real time. These parts can be rotating, so you can create like artificial gravity, a la 2001: A Space Odyssey. There's our constellations above planet Earth. There's Blighty. There's Ireland, and there's Sicilia. There's Italy. Yeah, France, Netherlands. This is just gorgeous, man. What can you say? And this was one person that originally was developing this. I forget his name. It's been so long. Never know what's going to be on. How about it? Oh my God, I know. Fervently believes the world is flat. You know what? The easiest way to disprove that is show friends videos of people that have summited K2 and Everest, and you definitely see the Earth isn't flat. If they don't want to buy the there's a black hole, and yes, you will have ejecta. I didn't have anything animated. We didn't fly to a black hole, but these are actually animated, and you can fly into them if you want and watch physics breakdown. You can see the caustics in the water in Space Engine. So this is a relatively recent addition. So if you were to go underwater, you would see the caustics of the water underneath the surface. These are realistic photos. Again, turning on that HDR mode, that we're going to turn off the stars, because when you're that close to the moon, unless you're on the dark side, this is what you're going to see. Volcanoes. And the scary and cool thing is you can never see all of this. And to put it to scale, those of you that are familiar with No Man's Sky, isn't that beautiful? One of my favorite games of all time. No Man's Sky is incredible. So to put it in scale, if you were to visit every planet in No Man's Sky for 1 second, land on it, and then you could instantly go to the next planet and you visited every planet in that game, and that's a game, for 1 second, and you never slept, ate, or did anything, and you were granted immortality, No Man's Sky would take you 583 billion years to visit every planet. This is magnitudes larger than that. Granted, this is not a game, but the things that you can see, just incredible. Uh, Paul, I really thank you. This one we've got to give credit to Light Years From Home. My good friend Alex created this. So, or created the videos that we saw. I didn't create Space Engine, but he might as well have. Overwhelmingly positive. This thing was released on Steam in 2019. I think this has been around since 2012. But for overwhelmingly positive on Steam, that is not easy to do. And you can see, look at, I'm just scrolling, 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 scrolling. I'm trying to find a thumbs down, and I can't find one. It's really that good. It's very accurate. Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, you forget what reality is. Gameplay really shouldn't get a rating because it's not a game. It's for everybody. Grandma would even like this, I think. This says fast. Yeah, you can't run this on a potato. But that being said, if you have I would say you have a decent computer, this is going to run really really well for you. If we look back at the system specs for this thing, so minimum it's going to be a GTX 1050 Ti. Max is a GTX 1060. I'm running this on an RTX 4070. So I didn't have it cranked to what it really, really could be. But it's a beaut. It's a beaut. Yeah, what a stat. You mean those overwhelmingly positives? Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. There are cool things like Universe Sandbox, which its focus is very, very different. But don't kid yourself. This is fun, but it's not the scale of what you might expect. This is cool too, though. But Space Engine, you could use Space Engine as a serious tool to teach astronomy, to teach, astrophysics, orbital mechanics, because it uses real orbital mechanics if you're flying in spacecraft mode. And I've crashed into many planets, I'm proud to say. Oh, you sent me a Facebook message? You need help? Let me look at it off screen here, and let me see if I can be of service to my good friend here. Always glad to. Ba, 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 ba. Instead of what low quality image, Paul? So you're not giving me a. I kind of need what you're talking about as far as low quality image. Because what you can do, and I suppose we're a baseball channel, so we got to get back to baseball. So what's the one I always put up? Pocket Pennant Run. Alex, you would like this game. I think you should get this game when you come back from Italy, Alex. This is a fantastic baseball game. So you can't install any season? For what? I thought you were asking about ballparks. What can't you install? And this? Or what? Or in what? I'm curious. I should get you on the mic here because I have no idea what you're talking about. And I want to help because that's how I am. And I don't have to be at work for 13 hours, so I got time. Baseball for Windows. Oh, my goodness. Do you have some seasons for it? Do you need some seasons for it? I'll hook you up and show you how to do it. Should I bring up Baseball for Windows and show you? I will. I'll do that. It's Pocket Pennant Run. Let's go away from Pocket Pennant Run for a minute and You went back to Ernie because of me. Well, good. It's a great baseball game. You should. Okay. So I'm going to find advanced draft. Boom, boom, boom. Aaron, are you still here? Aaron Reed, just in case. Okay. So basically, you create a data disk. I don't know. You have seasons. Um, I need to bring you on here so you can share your screen. I need to see what your seasons look like. Um, because I'm using advanced draft, but I need to see what seasons what seasons you have. Are these seasons that you bought from Appa or what have you? Because like if you look at mine, um, I don't have that much stuff installed here actually yet on this. No, I don't. But I have every season in here and for this game. You just bought 1973. Oh, okay. So I know what you're doing. Let's do 1957. Okay, professional baseball, and click OK. All right. So basically, what you do is when you're installing, you can't select the file. So when you're in advanced draft, you're saying you can't pick that up because there it is. There's everybody in the 1957 season, and this is from APA, so this isn't from the Fan Park Encyclopedia. I guess I'm gonna have to do a video on how to install seasons in this game, right? That's what I'm gonna have to do for you. Okay. Um, so yeah, I'm in advanced draft. Load data disk, and so where you have to have where your data disks located. So like this one here, this is 1990. This is one that I created using the Fan Park Encyclopedia, and there it is. And let's see, you're a Chicago Cubs fan, and there they are. There they are. There's everybody on that Cubs team. Okay. I would have to see, Paul, you're going to be around this weekend. So that way you can share your screen with me because I think I'm going to need to see what you're trying to do. Do you have your seasons in the proper place? Is the other question. So let's go to Windows Explorer and let's make sure that you're good to go there. Okay. Now I just got to remember it's going to be C users public documents Appa Games Baseball. There's where your season should be right now. And again, this is all I have installed. I have more, but I haven't installed these. Yeah, okay. So, yep, it's going to be C users public documents Appa Games Baseball. And then when you go into baseball, your seasons should be right here. And they should be the year.wdd file. And if there's something, and I'll show you how to find it, you've created using the Fan Park Encyclopedia, they're going to have a U in front of them. Just a great way to tell them apart is all. So that thing I've been playing is that. So the game is going to look for them in this directory. All right, it's not going to look for them in the main Appa Games directory. It won't. It's not going to look there. Right. So no matter whether you're doing advanced draft, you can also load seasons in the league manager power tool. And right now it's looking at what 1990. So it's going to remember from module to module what you're doing. If we go back to the one I'm playing, there you go. You know, da, 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 da. So it knows to look in that directory. That's probably the issue you're having. Okay. So take a little screenshot. Do you want to take a little screenshot of that? I'll bring it back up. Go on. About bloody drafts. I'm British. Well, yeah, I know you. You Brits drafted some of my people in the First World War, you bastards. Anyhow, So it's going to be users, public, documents, app games. There's your, here. Just, if you install it to your C drive, just take a little screenshot there, Paul. And that's where your season should be. I am obsessed with drafts. Not military drafts, though. This orange bastard talking about that. So all your ballparks are going to go in here, as you can see. It's not only the images, but also the INI files. And I'm telling you, that creating ballparks in this game is the worst thing in the world. So don't. Your micromanagers are also going to be here. I don't have all of mine installed there, but I've got enough to play with. Yeah. This is the main directory. All Ernie Harwell stuff is going to be in here, and I don't even know this file format to unpack it. So good luck. Good luck. There's all your field effects and everything. Yeah, no people in the world they haven't used and abused. Well, yeah, but that's all right. I still love the Brits, man. My favorite bands are from the UK. The Beatles and Pink Floyd, my number one and number. Actually, my top 5 favorite bands are all British bands. Beatles, Pink Floyd, Moody Blues, Led Zeppelin, The Who. British rock's the best. British rock's the best. Sorry. America invented rock and roll, but the Brits made it an art form. And now, back to dear old Pocket Pennant Run baseball. Because I love it. Trying to get Alex to buy this game. $10 for a ballpark pick. I'll fix you up. I'll fix you up with ballparks, man. Don't worry. Do you just have the ballparks that came with the game, Paul? I'll give you all the ballparks I have. T-Rex, greatest group of all time. Now I know you've been smoking too much goat guano or something. I don't know what's up with you, man. Mark Bolan is God. Okay. Paul McCartney says, hold my beer. David Gilmour says, hold my beer. MV! Holy shit. Now we're getting infested. We're absolutely getting infested with Brits here. Paul, help me. Help me, Paul. Paul, where are you? Paulo. What am I doing here with these guys? MV, how you doing? How you doing? I think Alex ran away because I'm trying to talk him into buying a baseball game here. And that's, you got to come back, man. Because it's a great baseball, well, this is more than just a baseball game. But I'm just going to leave it up there because it's pretty. It's because you binned it off years ago as I thought we'd gone past it. This is the latest PPR. Now, however, so my PPR, mine isn't the latest, but mine works because I did it a different way than others did it. So if you're getting a crash when you're trying to play a game from, say, 1971, and your game crashes, go download the new one. Mark Bolan concert's the best you've ever saw. Never saw him, so I couldn't tell you. I have to look him up on YouTube. Lots of things coming in this game. A lot of things coming, and a lot of things already there. So much to love about this game. And then, and mine isn't even the updated one, this bad boy right here, the Baseball Commissioner HQ, and the stuff you can do with this. This is free. Will work with any baseball game. I think it's best used with cards and dice games, but you can use it with any baseball game. And it does incredible stuff. And I still don't know how to do everything in this yet. But it's really, really something. You can get really in depth. And Paul created this for free. And I don't have the newest version. So I know Paul put it in Messenger, but I just haven't downloaded it yet. Look at the comments flying thick and fast. Let's So I'm getting ganged up here by two limeys, man. Bang a gong. Oh, you got a frozen shoulder. That's not good. That is not good, man. Live links to Mark. Obviously, I love Beatles. I know you do. I know you do. So there's a Dutch band called the Analogs, and these guys are Beatle fanatics to say the least. So they don't look like the Beatles, but they sound like the Beatles. And what they do is they've actually gone to Abbey Road, studied the instruments that the Beatles actually used, and in some cases for their live shows have used some of their actual instruments, including the Mellotron that was used for Strawberry Fields. But they make sure to use the same equipment that the Beatles used. And the Analogs are incredible, and that's what they do full time. I forget what part of the Netherlands they're based out of, but they're I've gone to see Rain, Fab Four, Beatlemania. These guys are above and beyond any other Beatles tribute band I've ever heard. They used a piano. I forget. I think it was the piano that McCartney used in Abbey Road. They were actually able to use that for some gigs. When the one that he played Lady Madonna on. So yeah. So Alex, with your frozen shoulder, I'm going to take a few minutes here and tell you that this is incredible value because it's not just a game. And I think some people mistake it and think it's just a game. It began life as a companion to a cards and dice game. And when you go into game day, you're playing cards and dice, but the dice are on the screen. But it's one of the cool things you can do, Alex. Let's say here that we're going to play a game from history, or we can do this, and we could pick a date in Pirates history. Let's pick a date in 1971. Let's do August. Oops. Let's do August, and let's see if the Bucks were playing that day, 1971, and show available games on that day. And I didn't have to install a season. Okay, so we were edged by the St. Louis Cardinals on the 12th of August, 1971, 3-2. So we can print and play the game. This is just one of the billion things this thing does. So let me see. This was Carlton versus Luke Walker. And we can just go right into play game day. And we are ready to go. This uses actual as played lineups for each day. And super easy system to play. And it's a very deep baseball game. It's also let's hope they weren't playing. We should see what your bum Cubs were doing that day. Let's see what the Cubs were doing that day. The Cubs played that day. Let me see. You guys got lucky. You didn't play that day. I bet you they played the next day. What if they played the next day? Let me see. There they are. Oh yeah, the Cincinnati Reds beat them 8-2. How about that? Yep. This is Paul's favorite team. He's a Chicago Cubs fan, but we still love him, and I don't hate the Cubbies anyhow. So there you go. Does it alter the standings if you jump in and play the game and change? So it depends on how you want to do it. So because I've picked this game, right? I can play a game. So is it going to alter the standings? If I was doing a 1971 project and I saved this game, it could. But I'm not. I don't want to do that. I like to follow. You can do season replays in this game. So this is not the way to do a season replay. The way you do that is I'm not going to call the game. It's bullshit. Let's close this. It's a nice thing, but I can just load a season schedule MV. Oops, my fault. Load save season. So I'm doing 19. Let's open 1971, and this is the entire 1971 schedule. So if you were to pick a game from here, say the Astros versus Cubs, and you played it and you saved the box scores, Yeah, it will save everything. Okay, if you just want to play a one-off game, um, I wouldn't suggest this. I would keep this strictly for season replays. But if you just want to go down and play the All-Star game, you can. You just want to play the World Series, there it is. So yeah, and all without, you don't have to install anything for a lot of this. So back into this pick and print, I can come down here and just have the AI coach just pick. If I don't want to play a game in 1916, hit again. Now we're in 2015, and nothing really terribly interesting there that I would really want to play. Maybe this Braves Giants game would be fun. Print play game. And wow, boy, they were busy. They were busy on that day. Look at that, man. San Francisco going to its bullpen like crazy, in Atlanta just about the same way. Assigns the proper logos, and Bob's your uncle. And this game's ready to play. As you just core tutorial with me, you know the basics? Sure. Absolutely, MV. Be glad to help. So again, and when you pick these, like even if it's the AI coach, it's going to pick from this almost 200,000 as played games and the schedules and everything. So you're not going to have to muck about with lineups or anything like that. They're already set. Now, the difference, however, is if we go out of this, there's a different game mode where you can just play any two teams from the database. And I don't know that the dead ball's been fixed yet. I'm dying to play some dead ball on this again. But let's just say that you like your 1986 Mets. All right, MV, right? So let's find the New York Mets, and let's play them against, if we were to play a game, that is, which we're probably not going to. When were the Cubs last good? 2014, I believe they were, right? 2014, Chicago Cubbies, and add teams. Do I want pitchers to hit? No. All right, and so if we were to start this, we're going to start, let's start Dwight Gooden, and let's start, see, look, what a difference, right? So Jake Arrieta, but we're going to give him a fatigue of 7. Now, this is not going to use as played lineups because this isn't referencing anything, obviously. So it's going to use kind of a pretty smart lineup creator, but you can save lineups and load them and stuff like that. If you could alter lineups, but we just leave it like this. In a game that never happened, and play game day, and we are ready to go. Jake Arrieta, and here's Mookie Wilson. Japanese with the newest patch goes back to, I believe, 1930 now. Pretty sure. Again, I didn't patch my version just because it works, but I think it does. So let me exit out of this and let's look at the Japanese database. And again, because mine isn't, yeah, let me see. So, yeah, mine, not, the newest version goes back to 1930. This is 1950, but it goes back to 1930. Yup. Negro Leagues go from 1920 to 1948. So that pretty much covers Negro Leagues. Anything before 1920 really is kind of eh. I would go back as far as 1915, and that's it. Got the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. You got some minor league teams in here and stuff too, but this game has a database larger than any other game that's out there. The only ones closest to it would be Out of the Park Baseball. Blaine Shores, how you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. We've gone from baseball to space and back to baseball again. So I'm trying to convince my paisano to pick up this game for $14.99 and have a blast with it. So you can search for players in this game too, if you want. Look at their stats, for each year. This has kind of like it's like a mini baseball reference that's in here. So if we go up here, for instance, to say create a real or fictional team, I'm just going to load a team that I have in here. And right now I have as my current project 1955. So I can load in the Brooklyn Dodgers, load them up. There are the Brooklyn Dodgers hitters. There are the Brooklyn Dodgers pitchers. And I can show the team stats and the ratings. And these ratings would change for each year. So you kind of get a quick look at everybody there on that Dodgers team. One thing I've asked for that's probably never going to be added, and I'm not going to ask for it again, but rather that you do get a good look at the stats and everybody there. So great little reference tool. This tracks stats as you're going along in a season replay as well. And then, so just within itself, but then if you use Baseball HQ, you're going to a whole different level, right? So let me change my project files for right now. And just to show how easy this is to do, let's go to 1968, submit, and I can go up here. And now you're going to notice that all the teams are 1968. So look at the Tigers, load them. And there they are. And again, there's the 1968 Detroit Tigers. So everything is in here from 1871 to the present. You can also, if you want to, you can create a team. So creating teams is really, it's fun in this kind of thing. And there's a couple different ways that you can do it. So you can click Add Team. And so you can add a team from league databases. You can create a team manually from league sheets. Create a team from league database players. So let's try this one tonight, for instance. Okay, so let's start with 1908. And then you just start typing the player's name. There, I want Hannes Wagner. Okay, boom, add player. So you could use this for, hey, D. Scott. So you could use this for a draft type league if you wanted to. Let's pick 1913, for instance. And again, we're just going to start typing the player's last name. And it would help if Beatles Eternally could spell. There's Walter Johnson, hell of a year he had. Although his ratings are a bit bizarre for him, but that's okay. So now you got Walter Johnson on this team. Let's switch to modern baseball, or so-called modern baseball, 1976. And we need a catcher, don't we? There's Johnny Bench. We're going to put Johnny Bench in there. So that's one way to do this. Create whatever team that you want. And you can play any teams that you create, you can play against any team in baseball history or whatever as well. So this is really, really powerful. Another way to do this is to add team from league databases. So let's say you wanted to just do a bunch of all era stuff. Again, let's go here. Let's go to 1917 and let's pick the Chicago White Sox for instance. And how can you not love it? All right, add team from the league database. Team is added successfully. If I go down here, there they are. They're the White Sox, and I can load them up. And there it is. There's Schott, Gandil, Collins, Risberg, Felsch, Jackson. Show their stats. Question. Hopefully an answer for you, MV. Another way that you can do this is by creating project files. So selecting any team from any league, and you can also upload a CSV file of teams. Well, in Action PC Baseball, you can export CSV, and you can import, I think, that CSV from Action PC Baseball into Pocket Pennant Run Baseball if you wanted. But again, we can just give this a project name, select from any. So we can put the Rockford Peaches in here against the Detroit Tigers, against the Nippon Tigers, to whatever. You're only limited by what's in the database. You can also do fictional players in this thing if you want. I don't care about them. Can I show how to download and what to download? Yeah, I can do that for you. So I would suggest if you haven't updated this game in a while, just get the full download. So we're going to go to File Explorer. I have to do this offline here, or off camera for a second, just in case. It sometimes asks me for the password, and I don't want the password out there. I trust you, MV, but I don't know who's going to be in here watching this. Okay. So here's the database. It says which file do you need. What I would suggest is, of course, you need this. This is the newest version, Pocket Pennant Run. So you should really download this. The two things I download are this and the artwork zips. So these are all the player photos and stuff like that, logos, meeples, things like that. I don't worry about cards and rosters and any of that stuff. If you want to download them, you can. But just these, and then just make sure that when you install the game, that you do not put it on your desktop. Don't put it on your desktop. So I just put things in my C drive, PPR, and then under Pennant Run, we talked about all those things. Well, artwork, there's all your players. So, right? Split up by year. So MV, you're in 19. You said you were discovering the 2006 Mets. So we're open to 2006. There you go. There's your players for 2006. And when you do 2006, so unlike Action PC Baseball where you have to tell it, like if you're just using a specific set of pictures, with this one, the game knows to bring in these photos for 2006. And I got to bring these comments back in and pop them back out again. So, does that help? Okay, yeah. Yeah, but I don't know who does, and I was afraid if it was asking me to type in a password, I don't want to do that on here. I trust you, mate. I just, I don't know who's going to be watching this later. I don't want, people, I mean, come on. Craig and Matt aren't getting rich from this, so, you know. Nice thing about this is it does use basically the same naming convention as Action PC Baseball. But I would suggest just getting the zip from the site because that way you do have everything split up by year. Yep. There's nothing difficult about this game at all to do. I mean, and already got the 2025 season and all the players ready to go there if that's your cup of tea. This doesn't have players for every season yet, but it's no big deal. It's going to find players as it needs them. So you've downloaded it, Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. So when you download Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, what you're going to find here is one of these. Oh, these are all the applications. So you're going to just unzip the file, and then you want to create a directory on whatever drive you want. I think put it in the C drive. And I just put mine in Pocket Pennant Run, and then when you extract to Pocket Pennant Run, you're going to get this whole file structure right here. So, like all your game sheets, and these are the things that you're using with your game saves with all your projects and stuff like that, which you don't have to get too bogged down in that right now. This Baseball HQ toolkit is separate, at least right now, from the Baseball HQ. This has a scheduler in it, which is really good, by the way. I wish Dave Cook would look at that. So once you do that, it also includes Green Fox. For any of you that like Green Fox, Green Fox is a pretty cool way to play baseball. And you can use Green Fox along with Pocket Pennant Run. With Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, you can use any game with Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. So if I bring it up here, and if I want to play a game right from history, And again, we're just gonna pick a different season. Too much, too much. Let's pick 1966. Let's load it up. Let's just pick Red Sox Orioles, which I've already played, so we can't pick that one. Uh, White Sox Angels, print play game. And here's the cool thing about it. Okay. So you'll see here that there's Pocket Pennant Run Basic. Play this maybe for your first game just to get used to how it works. The way to play this is advanced if you're playing Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. Down here you're going to see a set of, there's 8 games here with their dice already done in the game. So are you limited by those 8 games? You are not. You're welcome, MB. So you're not limited by these 8 games. So I mean, yep, if you say, oh, I'm going to play APA, there's your APA dice. And then, you know, you're somewhere and you forgot your dice and blah, blah, blah. You would just roll these dice, and then you would actually, at this point, I don't even know what that is in APA, put in that play result. How do you do other things? Well, you change dice. So there, if you're a History Maker baseball fan, there's a History Maker, there's your decider dies, all that kind of stuff. But let's say that none of these games, you don't have any of these games, and you're playing Status Pro Baseball, then just do this. Okay? Now there are no dice. So we got Jose Cardinal up there. Let's say that the fast action card says the Cardinal gets a base hit. All I do is select hit, base hit, he's on. I don't have to worry about whether Bill Rigney wants to steal or anything like that. You get bored. Yeah, with you, Aaron, for no sound effects, yeah, this is not the game for you. Definitely not the game for you. It's a great baseball game, but yeah. So let's say that we want him to steal. Let's get a batter up here. All right, so Bobby Knoop, which is how you say it in Dutch, by the way. But we want to steal. So when you're looking on here, you're saying, well, wait a minute. My game says he's definitely safe, but on a roll of the dice, he may be out. Well, that's because this is the Pocket Pennant Run chart. Just click this tab, Board Game Assistant, and let's say Cardinal steals with an error. That's what your fast action card says. So again, we're pretending you're playing Status Pro Baseball, and he is safe, trying to steal second. Error on the play, runners advance. Now Jose Cardinal is just 90 feet away with the possible first Angels run. That's how easy this is. Bobby Knoop is up there, and let's say that he just grounds out 5-3. Okay, records the out. Next batter up, Jim Fregosi. Let's give him a sacrifice fly to center with a tag. All right, then we just go to F8T, and Cardinal scores 1-0. And I'm not playing Pocket Pennant Run. I'm pretending I could be playing Catico All Stars Baseball, all right, or whatever. And Joe Adcock's up there, and the little spinner stops, and he's gonna hit a dinger. Boom, home run, 1 run scored. What's nice about this game too is if you made a mistake, you can reset the at bat. And look who's back up, Joe Adcock. And it takes away that number, that score. So now it's still 1-0 California Angels. But it also plays as a great baseball game on its own. Change dice, Pocket Pennant Run, advanced fielding. It's got warm-up. We turn off the warm-up here. So quick, just in case anybody catches this later, and I realize that... you know, I show this a lot, but what can I say? All right? Let me see. Hey, we still got 5 of you hanging out here, so we'll do an inning here real quick and then call it a night. Yeah? Sorry, got everything flying around the screen here, guys. All right, so Joe Adcock up. Now we are playing Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. All right, Tommy John deals, and this is a strikeout. So you follow the dice left to right until you find a terminal solution to the play. Okay. In this case, you're also going to know it's probably going to be a strikeout or a walk. The ball's not going to be in play that way because those zones disappear. So I look at this 1, all right, and right there, strikeout. There's nowhere else you can go. That's why I try to get people to conceptually get this. And that's it. 3 outs. California Angels up. Don Buford to lead it off. Here's the wind and the pitch. So when you see this pop up over here, we know this is a range play. It's going to remind you it's a blue die. So shortstop and 2, and this is just going to be a ground ball. We just click right there anywhere you want, and then we just call it 6-3 and batter up. That's how easy this game is. Floyd Robinson up there. All right, Dean Chance has the sign from Buck Rogers. And here's the pitch. This one could be trouble. Batter 9. There, base hit. You don't have to go any further. You don't have to look at that blue die at all. It's just a single. Okay. Game goes really fast. If I wasn't even calling this game, watch how fast this goes. All right, here's Pete Ward. Here's the pitch. All right, this is going to be to Knoop at second, and this is going to be a ground ball, and it's going to be a double play. All right, boop. That's at least the way I play it. 4-6-3 double play. That ends the inning. We go to the top of the second. Pretty easy stuff. So you could find him. I don't know what team he played for in 1993, but if Hideo Nomo was playing in 1993 in the Nippon League, he's in here, wherever that is. I don't. Paul would be better help for that because he plays Japanese League Baseball. I don't. Nothing wrong with Japanese League Baseball. I'm too busy with Major League Baseball. So this has the best pitcher warm-up of any baseball game I've ever played. Just the way the indicators work on it. You can also shift outfielders around. Not much we can do about the left side of the infield here for the White Sox. What are you going to do, right? But in center field, maybe I might want to move Tommy Agee over here to kind of help Floyd Robinson pick up a little bit of slack. Maybe we could move Tommy McCraw into zone 5. Al Weiss is just average, but there's nothing we can do with that left side. What are you going to do? You could. You can. You would just know, you would have to know, MV, what teams they played on. That's all you would have to know. So if you know a year that Hideo Nomo played, let me know and I'll bring that team up. Can you do that for me really quickly? As we jump out of this game, I'm not going to call the game. I'm just going to jump out of it. Okay. And close. And we're going to create a team. And we're going to add a team. And add a team from the league database. Go. All right. So we're going to go to Nippon Professional Baseball. Give me, you said 1993, right? All right, 1993. Do you know what team he was on? Because there they are. You would have to tell me. Yep. Okay. Good. I didn't realize Nomo's been playing this long. Really? 1993? Wow. Oh, yeah, Nomo. I'm thinking of Shohei. Holy shit. Yeah, Hideo Nomo, of course. I was thinking of Shohei Ohtani. I'm like, he wasn't playing. 1993, he's not even old. Was he even born in 1993? And actually, you could create a league of this. So you could do, it's not the same as working with Major League Baseball, but you could do the 1993 Nippon League Baseball season if you wanted to with this game. It's a little bit more work, but you can do it. So just waiting for that team name here for Hideo Nomo. So you got to remember, this is one, right? So Matt McKeever's the game designer, but Craig Harris is the coder. So this is one man developing it. Paul Fay has been the longtime beta tester. I just added somebody else. If I had this updated, I'd know his name. I don't remember it right now. But this is the work of one coder and one absolutely obsessive beta tester. And Paul runs this thing through hundreds of games. Hundreds of games. The big mistake that out of park baseball did for a lot of people was losing the Nippon Professional Baseball League's license. Contest to. Okay. So we got. Okay, so it's going to be these guys. Oink, the Buffaloes. And we're going to add them. Successfully added them. And let's find these dudes. There they are, the Buffaloes. Load them up. And where are you, Hideo? Where'd you go? Where are you? I probably just went past him being tired. Or I picked the wrong team. It doesn't look like I did. Where are you? Is he on here? Was this his rookie year there or something? So I'm not seeing him. So this doesn't have the... I don't think this has the full rosters. So if you see Hideo Nomo, you tell me. Because I don't see him. Oh, look, there's R.J. Reynolds. Former Bucko. R.J., I didn't know he played Japanese League Baseball. Yeah, that's who I picked. Are you sure it was 1993? Because he's not here. So if this was his rookie year, he may not be on here. I think this is 15 batters, 10 pitchers, I think. I don't know. Oh, no, there he is. I forgot he's a pitcher. I'm still thinking of... Yeah, there he is. All right, so show team stats. My bad. There he is. There's Hideo Nomo. 17 and 12 that year, 32 games. Started all 32. 14 complete. 243 and 1/3 innings pitched. An ERA of 3.70. This doesn't do ERA plus. I hope it does someday. I don't want to drive Paul crazy, though. Struck out 276 and walked 148. No, I got it, MV. I was looking in the batters. It's near 2 a.m. now, so. Hit 7 batters, balked once, 13 wild pitches, 10.2 strikeouts per 9 innings, 5.5 walks per 9 innings, and his walk and strikeout percentage 1.86. So, yeah. So, what I could do, all right, now that we have those Buffaloes in here, okay, so watch what we can do. Okay, quick play game between any saved or database teams. So again, I'm just going to give this an ID of, I don't know, Frank. We'll call it Frank. All right, and let's go ahead. So we've got these custom fictional teams. When is it? 1993. And let's go down and find them. They're Buffaloes. There they are. And we're going to play them against the 1986 Mets, because you're a big Mets fan. Select the Mets. I mean, the value of this game is insane. Did they use We're not going to use a DH. Screw that. Okay, or we are using a DH. Okay, let's start Hideo Nomo. And we're going to leave his fatigue where it is. And he is going to go up against Dwight Gooden. Enter. And we're ready to rock and roll. We can adjust these lineups, or we can just go right into play game day. And this is ready to play. So Hitoshi Nakani due up. Dwight Gooden ready to deal here. We are playing in Shea Stadium. Okay. And here's the pitch. And it looks like Nakani here has got hold of this one. Does he take the good doctor? Does he take him yard? Batter 11, power check. And that's a 12. And yes, he does. Open the window, Aunt Minnie. Dwight Gooden gives up a tater here against the Buffaloes. So it's 1-0. Batter up. Here's Ralph Bryant DHing for the Kinetsu Buffaloes. Here's the pitch to Bryant, and he swing and a miss. Strikeout. So 2 down, or 1 down, I should say. Yeah, some Nippon. Hey, H-Field, how you doing? All right, here is Daijiro Oishi. He hit 257, 10 home runs, 49 runs batted in. And here's the pitch. Batter 7, and this is going to be a grounder. Keith Hernandez will take this one to the bag unassisted. Let's just make it easy tonight, because why not? All right, two down now for former Bucko R.J. Reynolds. What's he going to do? R.J.'s going to strike out. All right, that does it. But the Kintetsu Buffaloes pick up one on a leadoff home run. Bottom of the first, the Buffaloes won and the Mets coming to bat. On the mound, Hideo Nomo. Leading off, Mookie Wilson. So, yeah, great start, says MV. All right, here we go. Here is the pitch from Nomo. And this is going to be a batter 9 because Mookie is a switch hitter. So we go to batter 9, and this is a base hit by Mookie Wilson. All right, runner on. Davey Johnson feeling like the steal. He says no. All right, here's Wally Backman, 329, a home run, 27 runs batted in for him. And Nomo deals batter 4, and this is going to be a fly ball to right with a possible tag. Okay, so then we do this, F9, question mark, and not going to be a tag. All right, cool. All right, one out now, and here comes Ray Knight, 298 batter, 11 home runs, 76 runs batted in. Nomo has a sign from Mutsukama. Ooh, these are tough games, huh? All right, this is going to be control 12, and Ray Knight gets hit by Hideo Nomo. Oops, gets hit, so hit by pitch. There we go. Runner on. 2 on for the Metropolitans. 1 down against the Buffaloes. And here's Darryl Strawberry. Here's the pitch to Strawberry. There's a batter 8 base hit. No, Hideo Nomo in a little bit of trouble now. Bases loaded with Mets and brings up Nails. Dykstra hit 295, 8 home runs, 45 runs batted in. Nomo works out of the stretch and strikes out Nails. So big clutch strikeout there. 2 down. And here is Kevin Mitchell in the DH spot. Here's the pitch. All right. And this one, batter 8 and base hit. So Nomo is going to, New York's going to tie this game up. So still bases loaded, 2 down for the kid. Gary Carter, 255, 24 homers, 105 runs batted in. And here's the pitch. Batter 5, fly ball to R.J. Reynolds in center, and that will retire the side. So the Mets tied up. We go to the top of the second. The Buffaloes won, and the Mets won. So that's how easy it is to do it, man. Create the team and play it, and go for it. You guys want another inning of this? I can do another inning. Why not? Is there like 3 of us in here or something? 5 of us. All right. Hiro Ishii. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm not so good with Japanese names. All right. Dwight Gooden into the wind. And here's the pitch. And this one is going to be just bumped out to short. And this is going to be an error on Rafael Santana. So we go error plus, boom, and a runner on. Okay. And brings up, oh my God, Yoshiaki Kanamura. 221 average, 3 home runs, 18 runs batted in. Here's the pitch to Kanamura, batter 7. And this is going to be a fly ball, tag job there out to center field. So we're going to select the out and boom. But the program's smart enough to not let him go. Why this is not using the meeples, I have no understanding of this, but that's okay. Because I think the meeples are cooler, but these little guys are all right too. All right, who do we got here? Takashi Yoshida. All right, not a lot of big sluggers on this Japanese team. Here is the pitch. And this one is going to be a strikeout. Dwight Gooden will pick up his 3rd strikeout of the game, because that's going to track everything up. All right, 2 down. for Takahisa Suzuki. Uh-oh, this is going to be trouble off of Gooden. This is batter 11, base hit, and it's a two-base runner advance. Could have been worse. One more. Let me see one more. Would this be? No. Yep, it would have been a home run. So, woof, that was close. Anyhow, base hit with a two-base advance on the runner. All right, runners at the corners, no speed for Hidekazu Mitsuyama. Hit 9 home runs, 263 average, 20 runs batted in. And this one, fly ball to right, Darryl Strawberry tracking it. And this will be the final out of the inning. So Strawberry ranging to his right, makes the grab, boom, and that's it. All right, bottom two, 1-1 is your score. And it'll be Rafael Santana, Keith Hernandez, and then Mookie Wilson back at the top of the order for the Mets. All right, here's the pitch by Nomo, and Rafael Santana able to work a walk. Okay, runner on, and here's Keith Hernandez, 310 hitter that year. 1986, these world champion New York Mets, 13 home runs, 83 runs batted in. Here's the pitch. Don't have any pictures for these guys. I'm sorry. I'm sure they're out there. I don't have any. Anyhow, this one hit out to right, and this is going to be just fly to right. Just your basic garden variety fly ball to right field. All right, runner stays put, brings up Mookie. Singled his last time up. Love that this game tracks it. All right, here's the pitch. Control 11, and this could be a wild pitch. It's going to be a wild pitch, baby. All right, so Nomo here gives up a little wild one. He's the wild one, as Susie Quattro sang. Batter 6. Ground ball. So this could be a ground ball, but the runner's going to advance. So this is going to be a 4-3, but with the asterisk. Runner moves to third, 2 down. Wally Backman flew out to right his last time up. This one hit out to right. This one should be an out, and it is. A fly to right, and that is the side. Buffalo's up to bat here in the top of the third. It is 1-1. So there, what do you think there, MV? You got it. You play the Rockford Peaches against these guys if you want. You can play AAA. It has 20 years of AAA minor league baseball in it if you want. It's got Korean baseball in it, Negro League baseball. So unimpressive from, well, hey, it's we're only in the top of the third, but this is just incredible. I don't know, because this game just started out just as a companion to the cards and dice game, and it's evolved into something like so totally massive that it's crazy. All right, here we go. What do we got? Hitoshi Nakani, who opened the game with a home run. So just 2 runs for these teams in total. Here we go. So Nakani is seeing Dwight Gooden very, very well. So batter 12. This is a park check. It's a pitcher park. So we go to 8, and it's a double. So how about Nakani? A home run and a double. Could we have ourselves? Well, he's got 50% of the cycle done. Let's see. So I'm not going to check for steals on here because there's no the manager is just set to this default. So I kind of use common sense. But I think with a runner in scoring position, let's see. This guy, so Ralph Bryant with 42 home runs. I'm not gonna steal with Nakani. I'm not gonna steal with him. Got a good chance to make third. But what's the old baseball adage? Unless it's later innings, you don't want to take the bat out of a slugger's hands. Let's see how it works out. This one is going to be a batter 6 and fly ball possible tag. So fly out to, or not a possible tag, it's going to be a fly ball tag to right. And F9T. And is he going to go? Yes, he does. The runner goes to third. All right. So the Buffaloes have a chance to grab the lead here in the top of the third for Hideo Nomo. as Daijiro Oishi is in there, grounded to Keith Hernandez, unassisted last time up. Here's the pitch, and Hernandez again has an affinity with Hernandez. Make sure you hit the meeple right in the middle. All right, and this is 7 ground ball, but we got a lead runner here. We got a lead runner, so we're going to do this, and we're going to do ground ball L3 question mark, and they get the runner at home. So good play there, the Mets. That's kind of like a playing the infield in sort of thing, I suppose. Don't forget, too, that you can bunt, you can hit and run in this game, reposition your fielders, all that kind of good stuff. All right, here's R.J. Reynolds, struck out last time. 2 down, 1-1, your score, runner on first. And here's the pitch, and R.J. Reynolds is going to whiff for the second time in this game. All right, we go to the bottom of the third inning, and the Mets and the Buffaloes are tied. Hideo Nomo will face Ray Knight, Darryl Strawberry, and Lenny Dykstra. Here's the pitch to Ray Knight. This one hit out to left field, and this will be F7. All right, 1 away. Here's Darryl Strawberry, singled his last time up. Here is the pitch to the straw man, batter 12, Park check. Pitcher 5, so Park and Power are the same thing. This is a pitcher's park, it's still a double. Okay. All right. So 1 away. So single and double for Strawberry. Brings up Nails, struck out. Clutch situation. Hideo Nomo getting that base strikeout. Only 1 strikeout for Nomo thus far. All right. Now we got us we got our batter 11 because they're not the same handedness. Power check. The power check 4 is going to be a base hit, and Lenny Dykstra is going to get the RBI. All right, so a run in, and who do we got now? So 2-1, here's Kevin Mitchell. Here's the pitch to Mitchell. Bat 7, and this is going to be 5-3, and the runner's going to advance on the play. So I think you guys can see how easily this game really plays. All right, so 2 down. Here's Gary Carter, flew to center his last time up, and swung on by Carter, and this is going to be a fly ball. Suzuki under it, and he will make the final out of the inning. So the New York Mets pick up another run. We head to the top of the 4th inning. The Mets 2 and the Buffaloes 1. Here, a little bit of Japanese League baseball. The 1993 Kintetsu Buffaloes versus the 1986 New York Mets. 2 of MV's favorite teams. All right, here's Hiro Ishii. And last time up, he was safe on an error by Rafael Santana. Here is the wind in the pitch from Dwight Gooden. And this one is going to be a left-right one and grounder to second to Wally Backman, who will go to Keith Hernandez for out number 1. So an extremely easy game to play. The only thing that sometimes trips people up in this game is when you have like an unassisted triple play. There's a way to do it. When you have uncommon double plays, sometimes you can have double plays, as you guys know, even from the outfield. So that's when you go to manual outs, and you've got to define what fielders. But the game will tell you if you've input an illegal play. So, all right, there's no way to autoplay this, but you can. We can save the game and play it later if we want. But anyhow, I think you get the story. This game's a joy to play. You can a lot of times I'll be playing this while I'm watching, listening to somebody do a broadcast. This is a lot of fun to bring up. Sometimes I just don't feel like going through all the hassle of this, that, and the other thing. I just want to pick 2 teams and play them, and I don't feel like having to install seasons and set up this or set up that. This allows me to just do that. And you saw how easy it was to do. I'm very happy you're happy there, MV. I'm not going to worry about calling the game or anything. We're just going to cancel out, and we're back at the splash screen. And that's it for me, guys. It is 2:16 in the morning, and I have to be at work in 12 hours. So, like to get some sleep. So we looked at the demo that's going to probably be released here very, very shortly for Strategy Baseball. Please offer constructive criticism to Crash. Have fun with the game. It's a very generous demo. So, please, guys, if you do download it, do thank Crash because it really is. It's the most generous demo I've ever seen. And April 25th is the release of Payoff Pitch. I'll be showing Beta 4 this week unless Dana drops like Beta 5. They're coming thick and fast now. Okay. Thank you guys very much. Much love to you, family. And until the next time, we'll see you round the batting cage. Good night.